Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashoda Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai, Govinda Jai Jai, Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai. Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jai Jai, Radha Ramana Hari, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jai Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai 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 Gauranga. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Patita Pavana Gaura Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gaura Haribal, 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 Haribal. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Privajagacharya Ashtottara Satasri Srimat His Divine Grace Abhay Charanara Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की श्री प्रभुपाद अनुगा की समवेत भक्त वृंद की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udidayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. We are reading from Canto 8, Chapter 17. Tomorrow we are celebrating the appearance of Vamana Deva. So today we are reading from Bhagavatam, text 8 of Canto 8, Chapter 17. Shri Aditi Ruvacha Yagnesha Yagnya Purushachyuta Tirthapada Tirthashravah Shravana Mangala Namedhye Apannaloka Vrijinopasamodhyayadhya Samnah Kridhisha Bhagavan Asi Dinanatah. Please repeat. Shri Aditi Ruvacha Yagnesha Yagnya Purushachyuta Tirthapada Tirthashravah Shravana Mangala Namatheya Apannaloka Vrijinopashamodhyayadhya Samnah Kridhisha Bhagavan Asi Dinanatah. Sri Aditir Uvacha Yagnesha Yagnya Purushachyuta Tirthapada Tirthashravah Shravana Mangala Namatheya Apannaloka Vrijinopasamodhyayadhya Samnah Kritisha Bhagavan Asi Dinanatah. Shri Aditir Uvacha Yagnesha Yagnya Purushachyuta Tirthapada Tirthashravah Shravana Mangala Namatheya Apannaloka Vrijinopasamodhyayadhya Samnah Kridhisha Bhagavan Asi Dinanatah. Good. Everybody else? Shri Aditi Vacha. The demigoddess Aditi said, Yajna Isha, O controller of all sacrificial ceremonies. Yajna Purusha, the person who enjoys the benefits of all sacrifices. Achyuta, infallible. Tirthapada, at whose lotus feet stand all the holy places of pilgrimage. Tirthashravaha, celebrated as the ultimate shelter of all saintly persons. Shravana, hearing about whom. Mangala is auspicious. Namadheya, to chant his name is also auspicious. Apanna, surrendered. Loka, of people. Vrijana, dangerous material possession. Upashama, diminishing. Udaya, who has appeared. Adya, the original personality of Godhead. Sham, auspiciousness. Nah, or Kridhi, kindly bestow upon us. Isha, O Supreme Controller. Bhagavan, O Lord. Asi, you are. Deenanataha, the only shelter of the downtrodden. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. The goddess Aditi said, O master and enjoyer of all sacrificial ceremonies, O infallible and most famous person, whose name, when chanted, spreads all good fortune. O original supreme personality of Godhead, supreme controller, shelter of all holy places, you are the shelter of all poor, suffering, living entities, and you have appeared to diminish their suffering. Please be kind to us and spread our good fortune. Purport: the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the master of those who observe vows and austerities, and it is He who bestows benedictions upon them. He is worshipable for the devotees throughout the devotee's life, for He never breaks His promise. As He says in Bhagavad Gita 9.31, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. The Lord is addressed here as Achyuta, the infallible, because He takes care of His devotees. Anyone inimical to the devotees is certainly vanquished by the mercy of the Lord. The Lord is the source of the Ganges water, and therefore He is addressed here as Tirthapada, indicating that all the holy places are at His lotus feet, or that whoever He touches with His foot becomes a holy place. Bhagavad Gita, for example, begins with the words Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. Because the Lord was present on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, it became a Dharma Kshetra, the place of pilgrimage. Therefore, the Pandavas, who were extremely religious, were assured of victory. Any place where the Supreme Personality of Godhead displays His pastime, such as Vrindavana or Dwaraka, becomes a holy place. The chanting of the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is pleasing to the ear, and it expands good fortune to the audience who hears it chanted. Owing to the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Aditi was fully assured that the troublesome condition created for her by the demons would now be ended. Om Tat Sat. Om Agyana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamakyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Kauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. There is some more space in the front, you can move. This is an amazing tendency to always leave the front vacant and sit in the back and maybe on the floor. It has to be studied, the psychology. Anyway, we are here to discuss the appearance of Lord Vamana. We just read this chapter is titled The Supreme Lord Agrees to Become Aditi's Son. To get some history and perspective, Aditi is praying. Under the instruction of her husband, she has done the Payo Vrata austerity. Payo means milk. Payovrata means living only on milk. Austerity. And he gave her instructions what to do. And why? So, because he found her to be very morose, very disturbed, and the whole ashrama in which Kashyapa Muni was living, her husband, he found that there is no spirit in it because the wife is very, very morose and disturbed. And why will a wife be morose and disturbed? Because her sons are all the great demigods. Adityas, they are all the demigods, devatas. And they have all been thrown out of their positions. All their positions have been taken over by the demons. And Bali Maharaj is ruling. Bali. Shukracharya is their guru. And they have become very powerful. And they routed all the devatas. So imagine the whole cosmic situation taken over by demoniac forces, and all the Daivik people, that is all the demigods, devatas, they are all hanging around without position. They are not able to execute dharma. They are not able to do their seva for the Supreme Lord. They are not able to maintain the people of this universe and guide them properly, give them an opportunity to go back to Vishnu. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Surayah Divi Vachakshur Atatam Tad Vipraso Vipinyavo Jagruvagum Sasamindate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam. The supreme goal is a lotus feet of Vishnu, and the demigods, all of them, do according to Krishna's plan and supply all material facilities required for people in this world so that they may pursue sense gratification according to their desire within the limits of the Varnashrama Dharma rules and regulations, and also worship Vishnu, and in this way go back purified. That is what the demigods are looking at, and this way they want to serve all the people in this world. But that's not happening. Why? Because the things have been taken away by demoniac forces. And what do you think you are ruling or living under? What forces? Daivik forces. The demigods are in charge, we don't have to worry. What do you think? No. The demigods may be in charge. It may not be so powerful like Bali Maharaj and his people. But there are demoniac forces ruling even today. Because you can see God is not the center of anything. It's all based on man-made laws. God's laws are all thrown out of the window. Even in India, it's a secular country. Religion is not important. Religion is not important, which means God is not important. Which means ruling is not as per God. Then who is doing it? It has to be the opposite. Either God and his followers, devatas, are doing, or demoniac forces are doing. So, this is not something new. It happens quite often. So, in the higher planets itself, it was happening. The devatas were thrown out of their position. Maybe here we have at a different level, the kings and all of them are thrown out of their position. Dharmic kings, and somebody else is occupied. So, she became very sad because all my sons are hanging around without any position. They're not able to perform their dharma. So, hearing this, Kashyapa Muni, who just came out of a meditative trance, he said, okay, don't worry, everything will become all right and all that. He tried to console. Because he was a very Krishna conscious person. But she did not very much understand. So, to cater to her, he said, so you must worship Janardana, Krishna. And then he gave her to do an austerity in such a way that she feels that I have done something. And she's involved in it. He engaged her in some austerity so that she feels she has done something and something happens. And she's able to propitiate Vishnu. And if it works out good, she does it good, she'll actually be able to see Vishnu. In this way, he designed and crafted a very good process and sadhana for her. It's called the Payovrata ceremony. So she observed that very deeply. And then the Lord appeared. She did it so well because she was so pained by her sons not having a place and out of attachment and affection. She couldn't help it. So the Lord appeared. Here it is. You can see on the side. She's performed the ceremony and the Lord appeared in four-handed form and stood in front of her and said, my dear Aditi, you are the mother of all the demigods. You pray, I have to come. I am very pleased with you. What do you want? So she is addressing him. This is that first shloka. Aditi Uvacha, O Lord, you are everything, this and that. So this is the background and history. The Lord has appeared to Aditi. And once he appeared, he's not going to become Vamana now. He's telling her, don't worry. And she tells all the problems, Devatas, my sons, this thing happened, Bali Maharaj, this. So, having heard that, he says, I'll appear as your son. And I will take care of it. Don't worry. So, Krishna, he always pleases his devotees by helping them. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So this is such an scheduled incarnation of the Lord, Vamana, who is going to appear. But this is the precursor to that. That the Lord is appearing and telling her, I will come as your son. You prepare yourself. And then I will put all your sons back in place. I will do the needful. How I will do, what I will do and all that you will see later. The details are not given right now. But Aditi knows if Vishnu says so, and if he is pleased, it will definitely happen. So all the demigods and demigoddesses, they are all devotees of the Supreme Lord Vishnu. They don't know anybody else but Vishnu. And if anything goes wrong, they pray to him. And in this way, Kashyapa Muni got his wife purified and capable of seeing the Supreme Lord. And she had darshan of the Supreme Lord. So you can imagine how happy she'll be. So she was very happy. I am going to get satisfied, my sons are going to be reinstated. But the Lord has got His own plan also. Right? So, what we can see here is Aditi's address of the Lord. And in that she is saying, your name, if it is chanted, will bring all auspiciousness all around. This is very important. This is Aditi saying so. And later Shukracharya also will say this to Vamana. That actually I am very successful because of doing Harinama Sankirtana. Nobody knows this. I want to reveal to you. It's very interesting. After, Bali Maharaj gets sent to Sutala planet, to hellish regions, Vamana comes and meets with Shukracharya and tells him, you cool down, don't think bad about your disciple, don't curse him in your mind, give him your blessings. He has done something correct only. He has only surrendered to me. It doesn't matter. I look after him. So he came to console him. And then he glorified him. You are a great Brahmana. You are teaching everybody the Vedas. You are that, you are this. So he cooled down. And then he reciprocated by saying, actually, all my success is because of doing Hari Kirtan. Anusankirtanam tava, he tells. In this way, you will see that in Vamanadev's pastime, in every pastime, the glorification of the holy name is there. And many people reveal, like Shukracharya revealing that all the support I gave to the Asuras, all the Homa, Yajna and all that, they all became successful because I did Hari Kirtan. Right? So even here, she is also saying the same thing. Your name is all auspicious and makes everything auspicious all around. In this way, in that auspicious atmosphere, the Lord appeared to Aditi. Now we may think he appeared to Aditi, I am a nobody, I don't have any chance of seeing the Lord like this, etc. But anybody who is sincere in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, will get something more than just brief darshan of the Lord like this. Of course, Aditi got something more. The Lord was born to her as his son. Vamana, dwarf, small brahmachari, he was born. Actually, he appeared in his four-handed form first, exactly like he appeared to her. And then in front of her, he shrank and became a Vamana. It was a very magical feat he did. Because he wanted to convince, I am the same person. I am going to appear as your son. So he appeared in his four-handed form, which you know, I have come to you before we did the Payovrata ceremony. This is my form, and here I am. I became a brahmachari. With the kamandalu, with the tiger skin, with a Brahmin thread, and with a stick in his hand. All the signs of a brahmachari. He had all that and he was extremely beautiful looking. Tejas coming out of him. And so she was very happy. You know, I have sons as demigods. Now you have become my son also. The Supreme Personality of Godhead also become my son. That's why he's called Urukrama. He is called Upendra, the elder brother of Indra. From the same womb he has come, in which Indra also appeared to Aditi. So his name is Upendra, the elder brother of Indra. So there's a very, very fantastic scene. In front of everybody he became Vamana to show proof that I am the same person. And then he walked up to Bali Maharaj's sacrifice. And something amazing happened there. These are all Leela. These are all pastimes of the Lord and they should be understood properly. There is Leela Tattva. What is happening here, why it is happening, and what do we learn from that? That we should understand. So, although here Aditi is praying that my son should be reinstated, all the demigods in their opulent position, in their demigod positions. Here you will see that the Lord will go and take away all the possessions of Bali Maharaj and make him a pauper, complete pauper, and put them back on their positions. Why? It will sound that very unequal. You are very unequal. Take from here and give it to them. What is wrong if they have it? These are questions that people will ask. Right? So what is wrong? People don't understand that he is instituting dharma. Bali Maharaj is not dharmic in the sense of being connected with the Lord. He may do many dharmic things, but if you are not connected with the Lord, you are a demon. There's a nice shloka in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that says that one who is not connected with the Lord, doesn't worship the Lord, is a demon. It goes ahead to say one who doesn't worship Lord Chaitanya is also a demon. Very strong shloka. So we ask, what is so bad about Bali Maharaj here? He did very good ruling. He looked after all the subjects very well. He was a very, very generous king. And he didn't do anything wrong. What's your problem? Problem is, he's not connected with Krishna. Oh, what does it matter to me? I'm getting my food, shelter, business, money, everything going on fine. I don't mind voting for him. You and your God. This is demoniac ruling. This is demoniac thinking. This is a definition. Asuras tad viparyaya. Thinking viparita means thinking directly opposite to what the instructions of the Lord is. That is the meaning of asura. That's the meaning of asura. Many people don't like it nowadays. In a very all-inclusive world, DEI, diversity, equity, inclusivity. Don't talk like this. On the basis of God, everybody is together. We are all equal. All some artificial equality, artificial thing, artificial intelligence. Everything is artificial, actually speaking. So some artificial equality they seem to be expressing. So the question will be asked, so what is wrong? It seems even when Duryodhana was ruling, when the Pandavas were in the forest, there was no complaint in the kingdom. Not bad. Pretty good. So deep questions come in people's mind. So what is wrong? I am getting everything that I need. I am a citizen. So what is wrong? The goal of life is to go back to Krishna, to realize the absolute truth. And if that is not being performed, what is the use of life? Even if you are living a very good life. The goal of life is not to live a good life. The goal of life is to get out of this so-called good life. That is the goal of life. That is the meaning of religion. Religion, dharma, is meant to take you from the relative to the absolute. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. That means what? From the relative level to the absolute level. And what does it mean? Absolute is a personality. The absolute truth is a person. Janmadhyasya yatah Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavatam starts like that. The absolute truth is a personality. He is called Vasudeva, Krishna. Right? So if you are not connected with the absolute truth, you are inside the relative. What's the question of dharma? That's why Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radhokshaje ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasiddhati. It's mentioned there that Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radhokshaje. Paro dharma, the actual meaning of dharma is to engage in loving devotional service to the Supreme Absolute Truth, Krishna. If that is not happening, then you might as well give up that dharma. That's why Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Very important shloka. Right? You simply give up all forms of religion and surrender to me. Because the purpose of religion is to get to me. And if that is not happening in a religion, throw it outside in the waste paper basket. Directly surrender to me. Because this is the purpose. Religion is an indirect way of keeping you engaged. Just like Kashyapa Muni gave an indirect, okay, keep her engaged. You worship Vishnu by doing Payovrata ceremony. You fast, you drink only milk. Morning you do this, afternoon you do this, evening you do this. Don't sleep in the night too much. Don't eat too much. This is very nice. I want to do it. For people who don't have direct understanding of the Supreme Absolute Truth, an indirect method is given. That is religion. So that you want to feel also that you have done something. You've also got a position. You have put an effort. And it's happening because of you. All these feelings are encapsulated in that. That's why Kashyapa Muni does not need this type of Payovrata ceremony. He can go into meditation and immediately be absorbed in Krishna. He can be immediately absorbed in the Lord. He also did similar deep meditation and the Lord appeared to him. And he said certain things. That's another whole chapter. And you will see that he can access. But my wife is not like me so much that she can easily access. I need to give her an indirect process, keep her engaged. So he did this. And she was successful in that and happened to see the Lord. And the Lord became her son. So she became qualified to get the Lord as her son. He upgraded her by giving her this Payovrata, this thing. And she did it so well that the Lord said, okay, now I'll come as your son because you have upgraded yourself. And now that I've seen you, you'll be absorbed in me. You'll become my devotee. And then I'll appear to you. You're fit to be sheltering me. Fit for me to come as your son. Similarly, we should become qualified to actually connect ourselves with the absolute truth directly. That is the whole process of religion. Sanatana dharma means eternal. Eternal religion is our eternal occupation of being a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, which is our eternal position. And acting in that position. Swarupa. That's what is the goal of life. So when you see that somebody is not getting to do that in material life, although the Lord has made all these arrangements for that purpose, and you're not doing that, you're busy building robots and artificial intelligence and screwing up the whole climate, and there's no, you're felling down the trees, you're making the planet hot, you're doing all unnecessary things. You're misusing this facility. You're misusing this facility and you're not going to connect up with the Supreme Absolute Truth, Krishna. You have your own plan and it is going down, down, down. Then you're a demon. However good you may be, even if you contributed to the economy and if the GDP went up because of you, people are becoming more and more disconnected with the truth and you're contributing to that. So you're contributing to a demoniac idea. This will be very difficult for people to digest. They'll not take it so easily. Oh, you guys are very fanatic. My gosh, you're a fundamentalist. You're talking about this fundamental, this thing, you're wrong, you're this, you're that. They'll say all these things. Yeah, you must know what is fundamentally right. If you don't know what is fundamentally right, you can go completely wrong and direct everybody in a wrong way. So you can say that, yeah, I'm speaking about the most fundamental thing. If there is no God, there is no civilization. There is no religion. There is no dharma. There is no kingdom necessary. There is no rajya necessary. Because you're not moving towards the real goal of life. I said Vishnu Paramam Padam. If the design for that is there and you're not adopting it, you're not using it, and religion is like that, going this way, that way, everywhere. Everything else but connecting with the Supreme Lord, then something is really wrong with your religion. It is a compromised religion. It's highly compromised. So that is why in the Bhagavatam it is mentioned you reject this type of religion. That is why it's mentioned here. You will see that because Aditi is favorable to the Supreme Lord and his instructions, and because Bali Maharaj and gang including Shukracharya are not favorable to the Supreme Lord and his instructions, the Lord appears and displaces them and puts. So it's not about material ruling was good by Bali Maharaj and all that. What is the use of ruling if you're not actually doing the main business of life? Right? Like you don't keep somebody in your company and pay him a salary, give him all facilities required, and he inside there does another business and he sells very subtly your company and he funnels the money this way, that way. So although he looks like a guy who is an employee, he's actually doing something which is against the interest of the whole company. Should he be sent out or not? Out. Hare, I was doing my job and I was doing this thing. You're doing some extracurricular activities which are not approved. That extracurricular activities actually affect the whole purpose of the whole company. And you're making it weak. You're selling away the intangible assets of the company. So I'll throw you out. You're a dangerous fellow. So to the outside world, look, see what he did to me on social media. He'll say, I did not do anything. Nobody will understand what's happening. Same way, there are many people who in the name of religion will promote themselves. Like in the name of the company, I am actually making money and promoting myself and my own interest. So you should be thrown out. So those people who promote their own interest under the arrangement of the Lord, and sometimes they even show, I am religious. Such guys should be thrown out. Such guys should be thrown out. This is what is happening here. Bali Maharaj will be thrown out. He is very religious. He did so much of austerity and so much of homa, yajna, tapasya and all he did. And he became invincible. Demigods, no chance of them conquering him. But he is not connected with Vishnu. Asuras tad viparyeha. Therefore Krishna decided to throw him out. The demigods went and told Krishna, see, he is completely spoiling. No, it's not that Krishna said, no, you are also dancing around with the Ramba, Kilotama, Menaka and drinking Somarasa, yaar. You are no good. He didn't say that. No, you are dharmic. You are connected with me. Right? You are Deva. You have a little other problems, but since you are connected with me, you will finally make it anyway. But Asuras tad viparyehe, you are not an Asura who is totally against my instruction. Although you Asuras may accomplish many things in this world, still the main flaw is you are against Krishna. You are against the absolute truth. And you will not lead people to the absolute truth. So that is a fundamental flaw. Maybe this is the reason why they call you fundamentalist. Because you should not be fundamental. You should just be mental. Funda means real, fundu. The real essence. Fundamental is another mistake. Being only funda oriented is also the right thing. But being neither funda nor fundamental, but just being mental, that is even worse. So the Bhagavatam rejects such type of mental dharma projita kaitavo atraparamo nirmatsaranam satam vedyam vastavam atra vastu shivadam tatpatrayon mulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kimva Parairishwaraha Sadyo Hridavarudyate Atra Kritibihi Sushushubhis Takshanat. Very beautiful shloka. It explains, if you are not connected with Janma Dasyayataha, the absolute truth, Vasudeva, then you are even propagating a religion, you are doing good to people and all that. No use. Throw it out. It's not religion. Because the religion doesn't help you as spirit soul, part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, to connect up again with the Supreme Lord. That is the process of yoga. Connect. Yuj. If that is not happening, then what is the use of your so-called yoga, so-called religion, so-called anything? This is a secret of Bhagavad Gita. That's why the 9th chapter is called confidential, most confidential knowledge. That will be expressed by Krishna there. Manmana bhava madbhaktaha madhyaji mam namaskuru. Mam evaishyasi yuktvaivam atmanam matparayana. Matparayana. Incline to me. These are all theology. You should know who is God and what God is saying and what I must do. Philosophy is another thing. Theology. Theos means God. Theology means the science of God. What is he mentioned? Nobody explains God so well as it's mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. The problem is many people don't know who is God. Christians don't know. The Muslims also don't know. If you ask them who is God, how does he look like, they don't know. They don't know. The Hindus also now don't know. They'll say it's some bright light. I will merge into him. I am God, you are God. It's as bad, in fact, even worse than what the others are saying. At least the monotheistic religions, the Abrahamic religions, at least they are saying there is God, but we don't know details about him. We don't know all the fine details about him. And Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad speaks about the fine details about who God is, what he said, where he is, how does he look, what does he do. Everything is mentioned. Nobody talks about it. Even in the Hindu religion much. Few sects, they pay some importance to it. But a lot of them are speaking wrong things. Dharma purojita kaitavo. This is an example of that. Bali Maharaj floated his own program. He's a demon. But the more amazing thing is that Krishna made Bali a devotee as Vamana. There's another layer of things happening which we'll discuss tomorrow. How it is amazing that because Bali showed inclination towards Vamana. I made a demon. I'm listening to Shukracharya and all of them. I did all these things. But one thing I know, Vishnu should be respected. Because he is everything. That is what my Guru told me, Shukracharya. That thing stuck inside him. That one thing stuck inside him. I'm a demon. I don't worship Vishnu. I'm against him. But I heard he has got a good position. He's very powerful. And it is good for us to respect Vishnu. Somehow he got that. By washing the lotus feet of the Lord and everything, he got that mercy. And because of that, the Lord showed great mercy on him and made him a devotee, made him completely surrender. That's another amazing thing. Right? So from a very different place, he brought him to another place. So Aditi is setting the whole thing on motion in this Leela by performing the Payovrata ceremony and making it possible for the Lord to appear as Vamana and perform his Leela. So in the past, many great personalities have performed many things playing their roles and paved the way for Krishna to appear as a holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We should always be grateful to those in the past who have paved the way for us to be able to do some seva for Krishna. Because if you look at it from your point of view, from what's happening now, according to the coordinates now, at something else that happened in the past, sometime you will say, no, this is not good, that is not good. That's not the way to look at it. Retrospectively, from your platform, map your situation on the past. But in that past, the situation, circumstances were different, and what they did at that point of time was the right thing, and that was their role. That is what they were supposed to do. And they did that as under the dictates of the Lord. You see? So, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he did something very amazing. He carried forth, knowing fully well, my role is this, I must do this. This is my mandate. So take the holy name all over the world. Take the Bhagavatam all over the world. Take Bhakti all over the world. This is the mandate. I should simply go and attempt it, it will happen. Why? It's not me who is doing it. It's me who is instrumental. Nimitta matram bhavasavya sachin. Krishna told Arjuna, it's okay, you're asking me so many questions, I'm answering. But my simple thing to is just act as my instrument. The rest I will do through you. Although I'm answering all your questions, you must also know that I am the real performer. I want to perform through you, the Pandavas. There's a nice shloka that says that Kanta, what's it? Using a thorn to remove a thorn. There's a nice shloka that says that in Bhagavatam. I forget the shloka. What is it? Anybody remembers? Kantaneva? I forget. Anyway, using a thorn to remove a thorn. Thank you. So, nimittam means you become an instrument, because in the material domain, I need another human being to do something to stop this person who's what he's doing. If I sit inside myself, things will not work. I need an instrument so that people understand exactly who is God and all those things properly. Just become my instrument. And so Arjuna became a willing instrument. Of course, I don't like to fight this war for these reasons, but now that you have spoken Bhagavad Gita and asked me to be your instrument, I'll be so. Right. So in this way, you will see that pure devotees of the Lord, they are willing to become instrument of the Lord, setting aside their personal likes and dislikes. If it satisfies the Lord, then I am fine with it. I must do it. I must do it. So this is a story, interesting, of people who don't think like that. And it's a mixed, the demigods are mixed. They are only going and appealing to the Lord for their problem. See, they threw me out of this thing. Like that. So the Lord affectionately reinstates them. Reinstates them. But then there is also the incarnation of the Lord as Vamana. Then there are devotees like Kashyapa Muni and his wife Aditi. In this way you will see many different characters, and the Lord appears within that situation, satisfying everybody else and carrying out what he wants to carry, and using everybody as an instrument. Nimitta matram. So here Aditi is becoming a nimitta for the Lord to appear, because he is anyway planning to appear and finish Bali Maharaj. But the way he controlled Bali Maharaj is very different. He did not kill Bali. He killed the Asuric tendency in Bali. That's interesting. In other places he killed. When he came as Krishna, he directly killed Agasura. He killed Bakasura. He killed Tranavarta. He killed Putana. But it's very amazing in this incarnation as Vamana, he killed the demoniac tendency of Bali. And Bali was still existing. But he killed his demoniac tendency and he made him a devotee also. Made him a devotee also. So the chanting of the holy name does this to you. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yajnayi Sankirtana Prayer Yajantihi Sumedasaha. It's mentioned that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come without any weapons. You don't see Shankachakra Gada Padma in his hand. You don't see Arasu like Parasuram. You don't see a bow and arrow like Ramachandra. You don't see a hala in his hand like Baladeva. You don't see no weapons at all. What is his weapon? Is his very beautiful look, his dance, his chant of the holy name. That is his weapon. People fell down seeing him. Wow, what a dancer. I want to be his follower. He attracts me. Like that. They get chanted holy name. So he was attracting people with a different type of a weapon. Different type of a weapon. And he destroys people's asuric tendency. As mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he has got a special weapon, the holy name. If you chant it, your asuric tendency will be dead. You will kill it yourself by chanting the holy name. In this way, he enters very subtly inside you and kills the asuric tendency inside you makes you a devotee. So many Bali Maharajas, same Asuric tendencies, they all get killed by Lord Chaitanya. How? Tendency gets killed. After that, they'll become a devotee. They'll become a complete devotee. So it is interesting that Vamana Dev, he did not kill Bali. He did something very different. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata paritranaya vinashaya cha dushkritam. I will finish them. Vinasha. But here, what does that mean? It means I will finish their demoniac activity. I will finish their demoniac tendency. It's not everybody wants to give up their demoniac tendency so fast. So you'll see many times that they'll get mukti at the most, but they'll not become devotee. Akasura got mukti, Sishupala got mukti. Right? But becoming a devotee is a very huge jump. Bali Maharaj did that. He made his own personal effort, and Krishna also gave contribution to pulling him across. He used it. So that's why this is a very important precursor event, that Aditi has met the Supreme Lord, and there's an agreement. Okay, I think you're fit for me to come as your son. I'll agree to come as your son. I'm pleased with you. So the son is going to be born to Aditi. That will be described in the coming chapters. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nittai Gur Premanande. Any question or comment? Yeah. Yes. Which? After he surrendered to Krishna, he is known as Mahajana. Yes, yes. He didn't exhibit that type of a devotee tendency before. He was in collusion with Sukracharya and all the other demons. Bali Maharaj is the grandson of Prahlad. Prahlad's son Virochana, Virochana's son is Bali. So he is coming in the same parampara as Prahlad, which is in the family of Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu. The Lord appeared 3 times in that family. He appeared as Varaha, Narsimha and Vamana. In that same family, generation after generation. The family is very important. Important family. So, there was Prahlad in that before. Here, he became great because he took the offer of the Lord as Vamana. He was able to understand, by the mercy of the Lord, he got the intelligence to understand, it's better I surrender. This is an opportunity for me to completely flip over and become a devotee. So this is why it's a very rare occasion. Demons don't do that. They are very determined to be against Krishna. And Tanyaham dushata kruran samsareshu naradaman kshipami ajasram vishwam asureshva eva yonishu. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that these type of demoniac people, I will push them lower and lower into demoniac species. They lose more and more their memory about who they are and what their connection is. They'll go asureshva eva yonishu. They'll be born again and again out of the wombs of asuras. Asuri people. So that is a type of punishment they get for being repeatedly against the Lord and creating problem for devotees. He'll not leave you alone if you create problem for devotees. If you want to be an independent asura in some planet, do your own thing, fine. But if you attack my devotees, which invariably the asuras will do, then I'll catch hold of you. So here is the prayer of Aditi entanglement. You could have gone and said, to hell with you. What about charity for you? You are Vishnu. I'm not bothered. I'm not going to give it to you. So what? I don't have to care about results, karma and all that. That's how asuras are. But he didn't do that. Bali. He was very dharmic. He has been trained by Shukracharya. So that is why it's mentioned, Chalayasi Vikramane Balimadbhuta Vamana. He cheated him using his own platform of religion, which is very attached to and disciplined. Within that, he cheated him. That's why it's very expertly done. He went quietly there and sat down and he did his job. So you can't beat the intelligence of the Lord. Bali thought he is very intelligent above all the demigods. I am ruling supreme. The Lord very casually came as a small brahmachari boy and wrapped up all his possessions and finished him in no time. Plus, he benefited him immensely. Right? So, he is called a Mahajana for that. Because there is a great effort from his side also to change. For that he is called a Mahajana. Because if you draw a graph, he came from a very low level to this level. And some of us may say, I was better than Bali. I was at least in a pious family and I was already doing puja, this thing and all that. Maybe you are better off. But he came from a very low level to, as an asura. Viparyaya means completely opposite direction. He came from there to become a devotee. So it's a lot of effort. So he is Mahajana. Any other question or comment? Tomorrow we are celebrating Onam. In Kerala they'll celebrate Onam. Tomorrow we are in Kerala, of course, they'll celebrate Bali Maharaja. They'll put a pot-bellied mush with umbrella Bali, a caricature. They'll paint up and they will say, wow, Bali is coming to see us. It's become a completely different type of a festival. It's a state festival. Everybody has good food, Ona Sadhya, and they live it out. Because Bali has come, we have to show him that we are very happy. Something like that. But that's not the real purpose of Lord Vamana's appearance. Okay, any other question or comment? If not, we shall meet you soon. Om Tat Sat.